Welcome to the Woman Worriers podcast. You worry, I worry, we all do. If you're paying attention to the world today, there's a lot for women to feel worried and anxious about. As we explore the worries with curiosity and compassion, we learn to live more authentically and unleash the warrior within, someone who is strong, capable, and resilient, come what may. It's time to stop battling against yourself and start using your powers to meet everyday challenges with energy, purpose, and bravery. Now here's your host, Elizabeth Cush.
Hi, and welcome back to the Woman Worriers podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Cush, and I am a licensed clinical therapist in Annapolis, Maryland, working on, I know, I've been saying this for months, building a coaching business, and I really am building a coaching business. It's just holidays. I think there was more preparation ahead that I hadn't anticipated or maybe avoided working on, but I am definitely in the process of getting that business ready to launch, and I will keep you posted about that. If you would like to work with me either as a therapist here in Maryland or as a coach, greater worldwide, you can sign up for my newsletter to find out more about me, get episodes of the podcast, stay up to date on all the things. Go to progressioncounseling.com/Elizabeth's-newsletter. This week's episode is being sponsored by Upfinch, an online journaling tool. When you sign up, you get 1 month free. And if you use the code WORRIERS at checkout, you'll get 15% off for the life of your subscription. Go to upfinch.com for details. So here we are in 2021, and sadly, it doesn't feel much different than 2020 other than a date change. We are here in the US, the election stuff is still ongoing. Coronavirus, I know worldwide, is still out there, and more people are getting sick and more people are dying. But I am hopeful the vaccine is getting out there. I've seen evidence of that around here in Maryland. So that's, as I said, very hopeful. And I'm excited for when everyone is able to be vaccinated, because that's what we need to feel safe again. And I'm recording this before the here in the US. President-elect Biden will be sworn into office. And based on what happened with the Electoral College votes being ratified, I am a little scared about what will happen on Inauguration Day. This episode will air the Monday after, so we will already know by the time this airs, but because of podcasting and editing schedules and needing to write show notes, sometimes we have to record before an event happens, even though we know the episode will air after. So fingers crossed that things will go smoothly and we will have a new president with a little less drama for the upcoming 4 years. But there's still a lot of uncertainty. There is still a lot of things that just feel unsettled. So how can we feel more grounded and present in our lives through the rest of the winter? Well, I've shared a bunch of mindfulness practices in my newsletter. That's a section of my newsletter that I share twice a month. Easy ways to bring mindfulness into your daily life. So, as I said, you can sign up at progressioncounseling.com/Elizabeth's newsletter if you want to get that delivered right to your inbox. And here's some of the tips that I've shared there in order to bring some mindfulness into your winter and help you feel more grounded and present and able to handle anything that's coming at you, even in all of this uncertainty. And the reason that mindfulness can help when things feel out of our control or uncertain is that our mindfulness practice brings us back to the present moment, where we are right now. And it does it through tuning in, bringing awareness to our sensory experience. So our 5 senses, what we can see, smell, taste, touch, and hear. And by bringing awareness to the senses, we are getting out of our heads, stepping away from the worry, bringing our bodies and our minds back to what is happening right here, right now. And sometimes right here, right now is stressful too. But instead of imagining how much worse it could be or all the possible things that could go wrong in the future or what might have happened in the past, we're just experiencing it right now. And each time that your mind wanders away from what's happening right now, you gently and non-judgmentally bring your attention back to the here and now. So my first tip is mindful journaling. It can be a great way to process feelings and be creative at the same time. You can set aside some time for journaling each day. Me personally, as I've shared, I prefer to do it right before bed, but it can be done at any time. Just take a moment before you begin writing and check in with how you're feeling. Are you feeling relaxed, at ease, stressed out, or anxious? Are there worries and thoughts going round and round in your head? Write down what you're feeling and what that feeling looks like in your body. Give yourself the freedom to write and draw whatever comes to mind. And ask yourself, can you allow whatever it is you're feeling to just be there without having to change it or shift it or make it be any different? And at the end of this process, write a thank you note to yourself and all the parts that showed up for you in this moment of journaling. I also provided some prompts for managing anxiety at Upfinch, the online journaling platform, and you can find that at upfinch.com. And here's another mindfulness practice. It's called a mindful moment. So on a warm, sunny day, take a moment and step outside and stand on the ground or the grass. Close your eyes or gaze softly in front of you. Bring your attention to the bottom of your feet and where they make contact with the ground beneath you. Imagine your feet are firmly rooted into the earth below, like a tree. Can you feel the energy of the earth rising up through your body? Take a few slow, deep breaths, keeping your focus on your feet. Stand like this for as long as it's comfortable, and when you're ready, slowly move your body, open your eyes, and refocus your gaze. And if at any time throughout your day you're feeling stressed, just notice your feet on the ground and the feeling of being rooted to the earth. The next mindfulness practice is literally a minute long, so you can do this anytime or multiple times throughout your day to help bring you back to what's happening right here, right now. Pause what you're doing and take a moment to notice where you are. Either name it out loud or silently, and then name all the things that you can see and hear, smell, and taste and touch that are nearby. And that's it. Pretty simple. You can also listen mindfully. One of my favorite ways to meditate and be mindful is by tuning in to the sounds around me. As I sit quietly, I try to hear as many different sounds as possible. I imagine that my ears are open as wide as they can be and that I can hear beyond the limits of the room where I am. There might be people talking nearby, dogs barking outside, the wind blowing against the house or the trees, birds chirping. Closing my eyes, I let the sounds come and go without focusing on any one particular sound. If my attention gets pulled in one direction, I gently bring myself back to all the sounds washing over me. You can set a timer for this or practice it for as long as you like. And just letting the sounds come and go gives you a sense of where you are here in the moment. Lastly, I have a mindful winter walk practice that you can do when it's chilly outside. Sometimes it's hard to get motivated to walk when it's cold and gray, but walking in the winter can be a sensory-filled experience. And being mindful is all about tuning into your sensory experience. So bundle up and take yourself to a park or a nature preserve if that's available to you, or just walk down the street wherever it is that you live. Before you begin your walk, pause and take a slow, deep breath. Feeling your feet on the ground, rock back on your heels and then up to your toes, if this feels comfortable to you. Remind yourself that while you're walking, you're going to tune into your 5 senses. You can take some time with each sense, first noticing the smells of the earth and the leaves, the smell of the air. How many different smells can you smell? How many different odors are there? And now look around and bring in awareness to all the colors and shapes that you can see as you're walking. Pay attention to where your feet make contact with the earth and where the clothes make contact with your skin. Are you feeling warm or cold? Which parts of you feel warm or cold? Now notice your body moving and your breath as you inhale and exhale. And as you're walking, I imagine there's all kinds of sounds, whether it's cars going by or birds chirping, the wind's blowing. Maybe you can hear ducks or geese flying past, or small animals scurrying through the underbrush. And if you've brought water, or maybe you're chewing a piece of gum or sucking on a mint or something like that, and just notice the tastes. And if you don't have anything to taste in your mouth, just notice what your mouth feels like. Notice if there are any lingering tastes left over from maybe lunch or breakfast in your mouth. Or even imagine what it would be like to take a sip of water right now. Allow all of your senses to come alive as you walk. You can do this for as long as you're comfortable out in the cold weather. And you can do it at any time, whether it's warm or cold. But sometimes I need a little extra motivation to get out and get my body moving when it's wintertime. So having a mindful walk can really prompt me to feel more excited about the walk and really feel engaged in what I'm doing. Well, I hope that you all will find some time to be more mindful this week, bringing mindfulness into daily activities, whether it's for a minute or 10 minutes or before you go to bed. Just bring some awareness to all of your senses, no matter what you're doing. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Ciao for now from this Woman Worrier. Similar to physical well-being, which often involves mindful choices, mental and emotional well-being require mindful effort. There are many ways in which we can do the inner work and improve our quality of life. One of those ways is journaling. A tool like Upfinch can provide the scaffolding for this work. You still need to be disciplined about showing up and doing the journaling. However, what to journal becomes less mysterious. Upfinch is full of journaling guides developed to help you better understand yourself and do that inner work. Right now, when you sign up, you get a month free, and if you use the code WORRIERS at checkout, you'll get 15% off for the life of your subscription. Go to upfinch.com, enter the code WORRIERS, and start journaling.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Woman Worriers podcast. The information in this podcast is not a substitute for seeking help from a licensed mental health professional. Music was written and performed by Andy Cush. If you'd like more information on this episode, you can find the show notes, the resources shared today, and links to the guest profiles at womanwarriors.com.